It's time to return to Arcadia Bay, the sleepy town our favorite characters love to hate in Life is Strange Before the Storm, Episode 2. This installment is in no way perfect, but in the end, it does not disappoint. The narrative picks up almost immediately after the events of Episode 1. After skipping school and a dramatic night out, Chloe and Rachel must face the consequences of their actions. The outcome of this meeting has a ripple effect for all aspects of Chloe's life, from her rocky relationship with her mother and her step-Führer David to her future at Blackwell. Even with all these pressing concerns, Chloe is still very much in mourning and is still processing her father's death. Rachel Amber, the object of Chloe's growing affection, is also dealing with issues of her own. Having discovered her father's affair, she has trouble reconciling the ideal father figure she felt she had growing up with the extremely flawed man she now sits across the dinner table from. Even her overachieving persona seems to be crumbling, especially with her recent scrape with Principal Wells. Even still, her only reprieve seems to be Chloe. This lends to some tender moments with expertly written dialogue similar to the train scene in Episode 1. Episode 2, Brave New World, fulfills its objective by pushing the story forward. Chloe and Rachel continue to hatch their plan to escape Arcadia Bay, yet they come to realize that things are not as simple as they first seemed. Brave New World is a testament to the intense, all-consuming emotions of teenage life and romance. Chloe is becoming more involved with drug dealers, stealing money, and being expelled from school. Rachel has recently discovered that her father has been hiding a deep secret, yet all these two seem to think about are each other. This has an effect not only on narrative, but on gameplay as well. Intense, passionate moments between characters are often bridged by puzzles or sequences that slow down the story's momentum, taking away from the narrative in some ways, but perhaps reinforcing it in others. As Chloe's relationship with Rachel becomes all she can think about, it so too becomes a main focus for the player. Sequences with other characters this time around felt more like filler, lacking the clever writing and passion of the scenes with our star characters. Chloe continues to develop into the troublemaking, angsty character we all came to know and love in the original Life is Strange. It continues to be incredibly satisfying to identify the key moments that help her evolve, that change her forever. These changes are not only brought about by pain and loss, but by her falling in love with Rachel. The scenery of Before the Storm Episode 2 remains as picturesque as ever. Much like the hurricane plaguing us in the original season, the bright glow of the forest fire can be seen at various points in the story and from different locales. Where Episode 1 welcomed us back to Arcadia Bay with large open spaces, Episode 2 brings us into more intimate spaces, a reflection of the deepening relationships that pervade the episode itself. Music has always been integral to the Life is Strange series, but it is incredibly important in this episode in particular. At moments where puzzles or gameplay sequences make the player feel as if the episode has strayed a bit, the score brings us back in, each song masterfully chosen to accent strong narrative moments. And while there are moments where graphics such as facial animation seem improved, there are odd momentary glitches, especially at the beginning of cutscenes in different locations. While this may break immersion, these glitches are incredibly brief. Small graphical glitches and hit-or-miss dialogue aside, Episode 2 is a pleasure to play. Players begin to feel like Chloe on that very first night, being pulled along on the ride, unsure of its destination. As their relationship grows, its boundaries are pushed further and further. Only the next and final installment will tell us where it leads, and I'll definitely be waiting to see where it takes us.